It really whips the llama's ass.
Welcome to Halfway to Heroes. I'm your Dungeon Master, Adam DeWeese, and we have with us my oldest brother, Sean.
Hello. I'm Sean DeWeese, and I play Ubo, a turtle artificer.
And we've got my middle brother, Dustin DeWeese.
My name is Merlin, and I'm a human warlock.
And we've got my cousin, Johnny, not DeWeese, Hafner.
He's halfway to Hafner.
My name's Clyde Remerstadt, and I'm a Goliath barbarian soldier.
Wait, you're not a soldier, you're a blacksmith.
Yeah, blacksmith, whatever.
And we've got one of my very best friends since middle school, Barry Harvey.
I am Barry. I play Ultrix, and I am a Warforged Paladin.
And here we go. Our story begins with the four of you getting ready in your dormitories. It's time to take your final test ever for the Scrimmar Academy. No one knows what this test is going to be, but you all know that you're set to head to the assembly hall. Now, before I get you guys heading out to the assembly hall, I wanted to kind of get an idea of what your guys' dorm looks like. You've had the same one for 4 years. It's pretty big. It's like 5 times the size of like a college dorm. And I kind of wanted to get like the bunk situations, 2 bunk beds.
Mine's got like Bud Light dream catchers, deer heads.
Deer. Their whole heads?
Got a big old boom box
Where are these heads at? Just like in your bed?
on the wall, man.
I have a charging station in the corner.
It's a phone charger to charge his body.
Ultrix, where does that charger plug in at?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I very much would. So Ultrix just has like his own corner where he just goes and powers down and charges up for the night.
I don't eat or sleep or wear clothes, so I just sit in the corner and wait.
Wait till something happens.
I picture Merlin like on a top bunk. Were you guys both
Why
on
on the
bottom
top?
bunks or what?
Well, there's got to be 2 beds.
There's gonna be 2 on top, 2 on bottom. Yeah, it sounds like Clyde's would probably be on top if he's got deer heads.
Wouldn't leave much room up there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I only got 2.
Oh, okay. So Merlin's on top of one. Who's got the other top? Well, Ultrix doesn't need one, so there's only one person that needs a bottom bunk.
Ooh, I got both bunks on top. I keep my beer cans in the other top bunk.
No. You could have both bottom bunks.
Oh, fine then.
Because Merlin already called the top bunk.
My name is Merlin. I call the top bunk.
Now, this did all happen 4 years ago. We are now present day. You guys are about to go, 4 years later and go take your final exam. So you didn't have to call it today, but unless you call dibs every single day.
I do. I call it every day.
It's like a free-for-all. Like, you guys never know who's going to be sleeping in what bunk. You got to call it that morning.
Wait, how old is Merlin?
53.
You're too old for school, boy. Get out of here.
Hey, no.
I'm too old to
There's
climb
old
in the
people
top
in
bunk.
college.
He's that Gary Buscemi. I never know how you say his last name.
Busey?
Gary Busey.
No,
That's me.
the dude that's in all the Adam Sandler movies.
That's Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi.
Gary? You mixed the 2 up.
You got Gary Busey and Steve Buscemi mixed up.
Doesn't he look like a Gary what's his name? Steve or Gary? God damn it.
Steve Buscemi.
Doesn't he
Well,
look
I
like a
look like
Gary
him?
though?
Yeah, that's Crazy Eyes, man.
Yeah.
You saying I look like Crazy Eyes?
No, I'm saying in what movie is that when he's like walking through with
Mr.
the skateboard?
Deeds.
Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds,
He's
yeah.
got like a skateboard. He's like, "What's up, young cool kids?" That's Merlin.
Hey, fellow kids.
Oh no, that's grown ups, isn't it?
Hello, fellow children.
Dude,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But they call him Crazy Eyes and Mr. Deeds.
Every Adam Sandler movie is actually all canon together, and they're all actually one movie if you watch them fast enough.
Oh yeah, he said someone was casting a spell on him. He's like, oh, maybe they're just waving to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
So now, just so everyone's got that right off the bat in their head canon, that's what Merlin looks like. I'm just kidding. Now, you know, there's going to be at least one listener that forever that's going to be locked in their head, and they're always going to picture Steve Buscemi.
Good going. Thanks a lot.
Sorry, guys.
Way to sour a character appearance.
Yeah, right off the bat, right on the pilot. What's Ubo's kind of bunk situation look like? I guess you've got a top bunk.
Well, here goes my voice, I guess. I don't know. I'm Ubo. No, that's not it. I can't do it.
You
That
need
was
like
good.
clippers to hold your nose shut.
I know, right?
That would be good.
Earplugs.
Earplugs for
No
your
voice right now.
Yeah,
Gonna
you're
develop
just
it
describing
later.
your room. You don't need your voice for describing your room.
There's just tools everywhere, but they're really organized.
Okay,
Ooh,
I didn't.
organization.
I was gonna ask if you were like messy, like if you had like tools scattered around, like
No.
Old Chex's little charging corner. Oh, okay, so cool.
I'm really organized too. So me and Ubo
son.
are both very organized.
That's good. So you guys probably have a pretty clean room then.
I'm the most organized
Oh,
because I
dang,
have nothing.
A whole
Everyone's organized.
This hillbilly just has Bud Light everywhere and
Except
deer
for
heads.
Yeah, Clyde just has beer bottles scattered everywhere. He's got 2 deer heads, but only one's mounted. One he's getting around to mounting for the last 2 years.
Stinks.
What?
His deer head stinks.
That's how I made my pants, man.
Oh, from the deer head, so it's a skinless deer head, or from
Well,
the rest of the deer?
From the rest of the deer, man.
Those are small pants.
That's how we all get along. We're all organized.
They're
Except
called skinny pelts, okay?
This is why we put Clyde on the bottom.
Oh, fuck you, Johnny. That was a good one.
Skinny pelts, man.
the skin tight ones.
Yeah. Less material,
Nice.
better for the planet, you know? I'm agile and free, and I can move. My mobility is +5 with them.
I made up my own D&D stat from these pants.
I feel left out with not having any stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and say I keep a small container with a little tube of buffing cream to keep my ass polished at all times.
Why do you need that polished?
Very many reasons. That will it'll be apparent later on in the campaign.
There's nothing better than a shiny ass.
Just wait until you hear, quick, use my shiny ass. Then we'll know.
I don't know if I want to use that.
I go see Merlin for a buff every day on my dome piece, so
Oh God, no! I gotta buff his butt. No. Can I refuse business?
let's just the ass polishing is private. You just do my head every day.
Wait a minute. How much you charge for a buffing?
Is it dormies get free?
Yeah, dormies get free except Clyde. That was not my voice. I don't know what happened. What happened to my voice?
I'm just staring at Ultrex's shiny butt right now. I can't get over it.
Yeah, everywhere you guys go, you make Ultrex lead the way. And as you all leave the dorm, you begin to walk down the halls towards the assembly hall, and it's pretty empty, the whole school, due mostly to the fact that since you guys are the last ever class to graduate from Scrimmore, this is usually a school that houses 4 years worth of students, but right now it's just housing 1 year. And the school's kind of laid out like a crosshair. It's got 4 main buildings that are kind of intersect all in the center. So it makes like a big T. One wing is the School of Physical Arts. One is the wing of Arcane Arts. One's the Finesse Arts and one's the Religious Arts. And they all come together and intersect, which houses the assembly hall and like a cafeteria. Creating like a circle around that crosshair are buildings making up the dormitories. So you got to picture it's like a circle of buildings making up the dormitories, and then the cross in the middle, and then that leaves out 4 courtyards between each like two wings. There's a little like a pie shaped courtyard, and then the city of Brightbank kind of is built around the Scrimmar Academy, and from there it kind of branches out and gets, there's businesses and things. But as you guys are walking towards the assembly hall, you guys get to where you can just see outside of the assembly hall a female human standing there at attention near the door, greeting those who have been entering. She's got dark skin, dark hair pulled back in these thick braids, kind of like forming a ponytail, like a big thick ponytail on the back of her head. And then she's wearing a button-down shirt with her sleeves rolled up. And just under her sleeves, you can just barely make out like a simple silver chain shirt poking out from the sleeves. And you 4 know her as Headmaster Wake. She is the head of Scrimmar Academy. And this is one of the few times you've seen her without her plate armor on. She gives you all a quick head nod. Of course, it would be you 4 to be last to arrive, right?
Well, how you doing, Miss Wake?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, Clyde. Waiting for you 4. Everybody else is already seated and ready to go.
I forgot to set a wake-up time on my charger.
Merlin's gonna point at his rolled up sleeves too, and give her a nod and a wink.
How old is the Headmaster Wake?
She's actually pretty, for her position and how kind of, high up she is. She's actually pretty young. She's probably in her 40s. So yeah, you know what? I kind of expected you 4 to be the last to arrive, but, that's alright. Let's head on in, and, I'm excited to get this final exam prepared. Are you all excited?
I don't know if I'm ready.
Ultrex, I have high hopes for you, young man.
Thank you. I am ready.
And she motions you all in, and she follows you 4 in as you're entering the room, and you're kind of scanning the room. It's like a tiered auditorium in here. There's like 50-ish seats, but they're all taken except you find 4 empty seats together in like the 3rd row of the hall. You kind of shuffle past those that are already seated, and you sit down.
Excuse me. Pardon me. I'm coming through.
I'm going to copy off Merlin because I can't see that far.
Okay.
What do you mean you can't see that far?
I got badass, man.
You don't have to look at anyone's stuff, man. You're doing your test. What are you talking about?
I thought we was going to the classroom or something.
I have bad eyes.
final exam.
I'm going to copy off Merlin.
Either way, I'm going to copy off Merlin.
I'm going to attempt to block him.
They probably have different
from
tests,
my
right?
test.
You can't even do magic.
I don't remember if I said this or not, but you guys have no idea what the final exam is. I meant to tell you guys that before you walked down, but I don't remember if I did. But either way, you guys sit down, and as you guys are, scooching, Ultrex is being the polite one and kind of scooting down. He's leading the way, actually.
Move your fucking legs.
He's kicking people now. He gets impatient.
What kind of check would that be?
What check?
So I can copy off Merlin.
Well, hold on. Hold on.
We're not there yet. Hang on, man.
It will be a perception if it comes to that. But right now, all you need to know is that after you guys all sit down, you see Headmaster Wake close the double doors, and in that moment, while she's got her back to you all, Merlin, you've just kind of got comfy in your seat, and you actually feel a flick on the back of your head.
Ow, did you guys see that? What was that?
As you turn around, Merlin, you see a female elf in her 70s, which isn't very old for an elf. She's wearing pale white robes that kind of blends in with her pale skin and pale white hair. It's Minley. It's another warlock
It's
that's been...
what?
Her name is Minley.
Minley?
It's another warlock that's been in nearly all of your classes you've taken over the course of the last 4 years. And she says, well... Are you excited for yet another test for me to demonstrate how much more powerful and skilled I am than you? You must be happy that this is going to be the last time ever here that I can humiliate you.
So, this lady flicks me on the back of the head.
And she's talking shit.
It's Helga Pataki.
I'll show you on this test. I'm going to be the best one.
You've got to be tired of saying that by now, right? And at that moment, Ubo, you actually feel prodding at the back of your head, and you see Tabaxi with a monocle on one of his left eye. He's a calico Tabaxi with these brown pants and a white button-up shirt.
That means they can't be trusted. They're calico.
He's leaning over your head, and he's kind of like prodding at your data jack mohawk, Ubo. And he says, Ubo, you have got to show me how you installed this one day. Is this Illith Tech? I don't even know how you got this. Don't you need all kinds of permissions and writs and all kinds of paperwork for these things? How did you install it? Does it really work?
Well, it doesn't work yet, but I'm working on it.
Can I hear that? Cause they're all right next to me.
Yeah.
It'll work someday.
Oh, you've got to let me study it with you someday. And you see also sitting kind of grouped together, you guys also notice Claire Runeforge, the dwarf next to,
How come me and Barry don't get flicked in the back?
Oh, you're about to, man. I feel it. Hang on. I think we're all getting bullied here.
No. So
Wait for the big metal ding.
So kind of the seating order of you guys is it goes Merlin, and then it goes Ubo, then it goes Clyde, and then it goes Ultrex. And then behind you guys, you actually notice Minley, the elf warlock. And then you see you actually know this Calico fellow, Ubo. He's in most of your classes. You know him to be Quickness of Turtle. That's his name. Or you can call him Quickness, or you can call him Turtle.
Is he a turtle too?
No, he's a tabaxi, like a cat. A calico one. He's got one monocle on his eye, but then he's also got like glasses hanging from his shirt. And then next to Quickness, you see Claire Runeforge, the dwarf. She's like 4 feet tall. She's got this red, loose, curly hair. She's got these big, thick, muscled arms. She's got, like, her face has some freckles on it. And then next to that, you see the silver dragonborn, Uthor. And he's got his black plate armor. It's got these all of the kind of accents on his armor, like the little bolts and things on it, are all these bright white, so it kind of looks like a night sky. And he's right now, he's got glasses on that like pushed all the way up, and he's reading like some holy text with the Barry Ultrex. You would know it to be the sign of Saloon. It's the goddess of the night, moon, and the stars. He's not really paying you guys attention, but you can tell that, you know, these four are dorm mates. You know that these four kind of hang out together a lot. But Claire and Uthor, they didn't pay you guys any attention. It was Quickness prodding at Ubo's head, and it was Minley kind of shit talking Merlin.
Yeah.
How far am I from Minley?
3 seats down, and in front of her. So
In front of her?
yeah, you guys are in front because she flicked Merlin.
Yeah, okay.
She flicked Merlin in the back of the head.
Man, these bullies.
So, do I have like anything in front of me, like paper or anything?
The desk in here actually have nothing on them. There's no test or anything.
Do you want to throw something?
If I were to do Eldritch Blast to someone... Wait,
no.
hang on.
No.
Could I... Wait, hang on. Hang on. Can I cancel the damage and just do the pushback that I got? Like, push her back in her chair?
No.
Ah.
I got you, Boo. Calm down.
I have a couple extra bolts you can throw at her.
I'm going to throw my desk at her.
The desk are those ones that are like in a college where they're like secured down to the tier.
Okay, so I take the plank of wood that's in front of me, and rip it off, and I just kind of chuck it at her.
Here, wait, I got the scene.
No one talks shit to Merlin but me.
So this is what happens. Clyde grips his desk, and everyone can tell that he's about to rip this and throw this shit at Minley. And at that moment, you guys see up at the front of the auditorium, you guys see a little 3-foot high goblin with this black hair that you can tell he tried to comb over, but it's kind of not working. It's kind of all unruly. And he's got this...
Ooh, it's like the banker elf in Harry Potter.
Does he have hair? No, he doesn't have hair.
Does he not? I thought
The
he had
goblin?
a comb over.
You're thinking of Snape.
It does have a little bit of hair.
Yeah, but it's like
Little
white.
It's
goblin.
like combed over.
No, you're thinking of Professor Flitwick. He's got the little comb over.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess.
I know my Harry Potter theory.
That was pretty far off, though.
Yeah, yeah. But it's black hair, and he's got these cut off, brown, like tan shorts that go up a little bit above his knees, and then he's got a really like fancy looking blue button up shirt. And you see him drag all the way. He was standing along the wall by a bookshelf. You see him drag this stepping stool all the way to behind the podium. So, like, as soon as Clyde, you're about to rip this desk off, you hear the and he plants it in front of the podium, and then he stands up and he goes, quiet down for Headmaster Wake. He shows this like big toothy grin. His teeth are like real sharp and jagged. And then he steps off and he drags the stepping stool back towards the bookcase. He's actually like standing kind of straight, like at attention, like he really wants to be there. And you guys all know him to be Klug. He is
Klug?
Klug with 3 O's. He made sure that on day one you guys knew that it was Klug with 3 O's. He's like Headmaster Wake's like right-hand man. He kind of helps run the school. And he seems pretty happy with his job. And Headmaster Wake approaches the podium, and she stands there and she kind of eyes you all over for a moment, and then she says, "Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to first start off by thanking each and every one of you for your past few years spent at this school. We here at the Scrimmore Academy fully believe in each and every one of you and have enjoyed our time spent together immensely. We know you all have very bright futures ahead of you. However, before we can grant you proof of graduation from the school, you must all pass your final examination. And I'm sure you all have been losing sleep over these past few months, theorizing about what this final test could be that judges your overall aptitude and skills you have accumulated over the past 4 years of study. Well, I'm happy to finally ease your minds and reveal the surprise." And she points over at Klug, and you see Klug kind of struggle, and he moves that bookcase and he slides it out, and behind it you guys see a lever. And it's like 4 feet high, so he actually has to jump up, and he grabs it, and he hangs from it for a second, and then it like slides down. And as soon as it slides down, you see Headmaster Wake take a step away from the podium, and that chalkboard she was standing behind slides down into the floor. And behind it, she's standing behind or in front of this. It kind of looks like a cellar door. It's like slanted at an odd angle like that. It's like a double door. And above it, it says, "Welcome to the Scrimmore Dungeon."
Oh, shit.
She says, "You see, we have our own dungeon. We kept the secret from you all for 4 years." And her and Klug both look ecstatic. They were like bursting at the seams for you all to finally find out about this dungeon. And she says, "Okay, so this is how it's going to work. To officially graduate with a writ of acknowledgement, all you have to do is make it through the dungeon with at least 6 chips of valor." And she holds up this chip, and it's like the size of like a palm, like a human's palm. And it looks like it's like made out of iron, and it's real big on the front. It's got the Scrimmore logo on it, which is just like a vertical line that has 2 horizontal lines bisecting it, like towards the top, and then it's got an upside down triangle at the very tip. And you guys know that the symbol is from the Scrimmore Academy's founder, Raffin Scrimmore. It's a symbol of his staff. And as she's holding it up, she says, "You just need 6 of these chips of valor by the time you exit the dungeon to officially graduate. But it gets more fun than that. You will be teamed up in teams of 4, and you will be paired up with your roommates. The team that leaves the dungeon with the most chips of valor will be crowned the Scrimmore Superiors, a highly sought-after title that will surely open plenty of doors for you in the future. And there's also a special prize that goes along with the title. In the event of a tie, the winning team will be the ones who finish the dungeon at the fastest time. And the dungeon is meant to test all of your abilities that you have learned over the past 4 years. So teamwork is imperative. So, do we have any questions?
When do we start?
Clog, can I go first?
Well, it's Klug, and that's up to the headmaster, not me. And she looks at you, Ubo, and she says, "Oh, Ubo, I was gonna make you go first anyway, since you were all four the last to arrive."
Ooh, shoot. Can I go too?
I've never been more ready.
Well, of course you can go too, Clyde. It's you're teamed up with your roommate, so yeah.
Shit.
Any other questions? Are you four ready to go?
Yes.
I think we're ready to go.
Okay, well, the dungeon's going to lead to a secret location at the end where you will have to just remain and kind of wait as a group for everybody else to come. That's kind of to deter groups from helping each other or knowing exactly how much time the other group has taken to complete the dungeon. At this point, you guys have all started standing up and walking back down towards the dungeon and towards Headmaster Wake.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
She says, one last, like, as you guys get to her, she says, one last thing. What's your guys' team name? Everyone needs a good team name. And before you can even answer her, Quickness of Turtle yells, "We're the Funky Four and we're gonna funk you up." And she says, okay, well, it sounds like Funky Four has been taken. So, any other name besides Funky Four?
You should have told us this beforehand.
Yeah, were we supposed to have a cool name, man?
We're the Refundables.
You know, I gotta say, I kind of like the Refundables. That's pretty good.
I like it too.
Okay.
I don't know what my voice is yet. It's just going like all over
It's
the
just
place.
going all over. We'll figure it out.
You'll find it, man.
We'll
You'll
find it. We'll find it. We'll find it. It's okay.
Just do Sling Blade, man.
Some folks call it a wrench. I call it a spanner.
I can't do that.
And she says, "Okay, well, follow me right down here." And she swings open the double doors of the cellar. And at that point, you guys see Klug drag the stool back up to the podium, and he stands up. And as like you guys are walking down, following Headmaster Wake down into the stairs, and you guys hear behind you, "Okay, so did you guys hear about that the dwarf and the elf that walked into the bar?" And then he kind of drifts away, and you guys don't hear the rest of it. And as you guys walk down these stone steps, you guys go down probably about 20 steps, so like 20 feet. And she has closed the cellar door behind you, and you guys end up in this square room with stone walls. And there's an iron door on the far left wall. It looks like this whole room's like been carved out of stone. And Wake says, "Okay, well, this is the first room of the dungeon. This is where the timer has now begun. So this room is meant to test your ability to adapt and use whatever is available to you, whatever that may be. So you can select one item and one item only to carry with you forward. So choose wisely." And I didn't mention this yet, but you guys like didn't bring any of your, like Clyde, you didn't bring your axe or anything because you thought you were just taking like a pen and paper test. So you guys have no gear right now. But before you is this wall of miscellaneous items that you guys can choose one item each from. And on the wall, all scattered about, you guys see garden shears, a short bow, a crossbow, a dagger, a shield, a long sword, a short sword, a hand axe, a great club, a multi-tool, a bag of ball bearings, a 10-foot wooden pole, a steel mirror, a fishing pole, a shovel, a crowbar, 50 feet of rope, and a chip of valor.
I'll take the Great Club.
I obviously take the mirror.
So there's an extra chip of valor if we want it.
Yeah, so there's like one chip of valor you can pick up if you don't want any other items, and you'll just start the game off with a bonus chip of valor.
But no item.
But no, yeah.
I'll take the chip because I have iron fists already.
Okay. Ultrex walks over and plucks the chip of valor off.
Good
off the wall.
choice. Good choice.
Yeah, I'll stick with my my great
club
thingy.
Great club. Okay, so Clyde walks over and grabs this big, massive hunk of wood, and he's kind of like slapping it across the palm of his right hand, like testing it out. And then Merlin, you said you're going to grab the steel mirror?
Correct.
What is that for?
So I can see myself when I cut my own hair.
I'm going to grab the rope.
And then Ubo walks over and grabs the 50 feet of rope. Okay. And she says, all right, now this is where I leave you. Good luck. I have high hopes for you four. And with that, she swings open that iron door in front of you and is holding it open for you four.
Guys, before we even start, I feel pretty good about the items we picked.
I feel like those ball bearings were going to play an important part.
I thought about those.
Ha! I stole the ball bearings.
No. She was watching.
But at least we have this extra chip of valor already.
True.
Guys, we need to do this. We need to win.
Yes, we do.
Well, we better get started.
Hello, everyone. It is your Dungeon Master, Adam DeWeese here. And first and foremost, thank you all so much for listening to our first ever episode. We hope that you all are enjoying it as much as we have been enjoying just putting together and all playing some Dungeons and Dragons together. We've been having a lot of fun with this one. I did want to hop in here real quick and give a little bit of info about who we are and where you can find us. So if you're enjoying the show so far, you may also enjoy our other show, One Shot Onslaught, which is another D&D podcast where we play one-shot modules. So for that one, you can hop in on any episode that has part 1 of the title, and we suggest you starting on the later episodes when we get a little bit better with our we get some better equipment and things like that. Also, we are on all social media at Halfway to Heroes, and also at One Shot Onslaught. So you could follow us on either of those pages or all those pages. If you want to hang out in Discord with us and chat with the cast of the show daily about D&D, tabletop gaming, video games, anything that's going on in your day, just an awesome place to hang out with a lot of really cool people, then you can go to bit.ly/halfway to Discord. Or bit.ly/one-shot Discord, whichever one's easier for you to remember. And last but not least, the last link for us is if you want to support the show, we currently have a Patreon page for One Shot Onslaught, and we are going to be combining that with the Halfway to Heroes Patreon page. So, we didn't want to split it. If somebody's supporting one of our shows, they're really supporting both of our shows by helping us get better equipment, better editing software, and hosting fees, and just all of the costs that go into making a podcast. So we didn't want to give you only the bonus content for one of our shows, but not the other. So we don't really have anything on the tiers for Halfway to Heroes yet. So it's just going to look like the One Shot Onslaught Patreon, but we are going to reskin that a little bit and combine the shows and then add a bunch of new content for this show also on the tiers. If you're not quite ready to commit to supporting the show with a monetary value like Patreon, then no worries at all. If you do want to support the show in a different way, though, leaving the iTunes rating and review is absolutely huge for us. It really helps in a whole lot of ways, rankings and charting and things like that. It's a massive help and only takes a couple seconds to do. And I'm actually going to be reading a few of them on the first couple of episodes. So if you want me to read your review on the air, then go ahead and put it out on iTunes. If you don't have an iPhone or iTunes account or whatever, you could just tell a friend about the show, tweet about the show, just telling as many people as you can about the show, and it will really, really help us hit the ground running and get us out there to as many ears as possible. Just so you know the kind of format of the show, at the end of these episodes, I'm going to do another short break where I give a shout out to all of our patrons, followed by the iTunes review readings, and then followed by some outtakes from the episode that are usually pretty good. At least on One Shot Onslaught, they always are, and the first couple on here have also been good. But I'm going to let you all get right back into the dungeon. I hope you're all enjoying it. Thank you all so much for listening, and I'll talk to you later. Yeah, so as soon as you guys walk through the iron door, she actually closes it behind you. And now you are standing in this rectangular room. It's like the past room. It looks like it's been like carved entirely out of stone. But there are torches lining the wall. It's kind of lighting up the whole room, as well as a chandelier hanging from this high vaulted ceiling. And there are two long tables going down the center of the room. And standing, so on the far wall, there's this large brass door. Standing on either side of it is a 6-foot tall soldier made entirely out of the metal and gears, and you see steam like pouring out of their backs every few seconds. They're they're just holding a metal shield and a longsword, like in a defensive posture, but they're not like rounding on you guys. They're just standing there next to the door.
Is their shield firmly attached to the statue?
They're not statues. They look like they're like clockwork beings made out of metal and gears.
Okay.
Ah.
I was going to try to take a shield.
But it looks like they're like holding them.
Let's open the door.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna mean us any harm. I think I should say we open the door.
Let's just walk through, see what happens.
You guys start walking along the center of the room, and you guys reach the bronze door at the end of it, and nothing's happened so far. They're standing there. Their heads are turning towards you, and they're standing in defensive postures. But yeah, nothing's happening.
Interesting. I'm gonna turn this knob. I turn the knob very slightly.
You put your hand down on the door, and everybody make me a perception check real quick. We get to roll the first dice rolls of the whole campaign. Damn, it took too long.
Is that a nat 20 roll?
Did you just roll a nat 20?
No. Like, you use that dice, though, right?
Oh, yeah. You use it.
Noob over here, remember?
Yeah. I did roll a 20
I just rolled a 17.
for the Wizards one. So,
the
what
what?
are we rolling? The
Wait.
Wizards dice?
I got 13.
First roll was nat 20 of the whole campaign.
20.
Wait a second,
Yes.
guys. We need to celebrate this. The first roll of the whole campaign was a nat 20.
I don't believe him.
That's
I don't know.
That's good
Ted's
shit.
always rolling 20s. I don't know.
He's not Ted. He's Clyde.
Well, he's Johnny. Johnny's always rolling 20s.
Plus 1, so 21.
So as you all are kind of, slowly making your way through this room and keep an eye on these two clockwork figures, Clyde, you've been, you're a barbarian. You got these heightened senses. You're kind of checking all around the room. And as you do that, you're getting a little bit closer to the two clockwork figures, but you look up and you see in that chandelier that's 20 feet high, you see hanging there in the center of it a chip of valor. Ultrex.
Yes?
You, as you've been kind of getting closer to these clockwork fellows, you kind of share a little bit of a bond with them, right? You actually see like whirring in their chest cavities, like you see the gears and metal spinning around. You see inside their chest cavities each a chip of valor.
Can I take my rope and tie it around their legs?
You could probably tie it around one of their legs first and see what happens.
Can I throw my great club at the chandelier?
Yeah, make a roll like an attack roll without your proficiency bonus because you're not proficient in it. So it's just a d20 plus your strength modifier.
You're not proficient in hitting chandeliers, man.
You're not proficient in throwing a big old heavy great club.
18 plus 3.
Oh my god. Okay. Clyde wheels back and just chucks his great club at the chandelier, and it smashes into the glass, and the whole thing actually goes flying off the ceiling and smashes to the ground nearby.
Where's my chip?
You gotta walk over and pick it up, man.
Oh, I'll walk over and pick up the
Before he
chip.
picks it up.
Nope. Already walked.
All right, fine.
He did. He walks over and plucks it up, and nothing happens. The clockwork guys did not attack yet.
Do you guys see those chips inside their chest cavities?
I do see those.
I want to walk over and try to grab one. See what happens.
Before he does it, I'm going to grease the floor around their feet.
All right, so Ultrex is walking up to kind of try to slip his hand in, and like the gears in the metal's like whirring about, so you had to like time it just right. So I was going to have you make a sleight of hand check, but since Ubo just greased the floors, let me see what dex save do I need to make for that, Sean?
13.
Okay. You see both of them. So Ultrex is like reaching down into the one on the left's chest cavity, and then Ubo. What's this look like when you grease it, Ubo?
Oh, it is a 12. My bad. But
Okay.
a little compartment opens up in my shell and just squirts grease out of the back, and I just kind of squish it around, you know.
With your little tiny tail.
And as soon as you do that, the one that Ultrex was reaching for, his feet just go out like a cartoon out from under him and fly up in the air, and he lands back like on his shoulder blades. The other one maintains his footing, and he actually is going to run up towards you, Ubo, and he is going to take a swipe at you.
I get in my shell.
Well, this is that's an action to do that. So he's
pretty
gonna
quick.
He's gonna get a quick. Since you did an action. Wait a second. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I don't know if this is gonna hit you. So he rolled pretty good, but I know your armor class is a fucking turtle's a 17. So you like turn a little bit towards him, and he just hits the back of your shell. But then he rears back for a second attack. And this one actually, you're like standing like that, but this one he actually like slices down and hits you just in the leg, and you're gonna take 4 points of slashing damage to your leg. And now we'll go ahead and roll initiative.
5.
20.
9.
I got 15.
So the scene is Clyde is over next to the chandelier, and he just now picked up the Chip of Valor. Ultrex is right up on one that is on the ground prone, laying on his back, that just slipped in the grease. Merlin, I didn't know exactly where you were.
I'm a little ways back.
Okay, and then one of the Clockwork Soldiers is right on Ubo, who's a little bit behind Ultrex. So first up is Ultrex.
So I want to pick up the Chip of Valor. Or, well, he's still down on the ground. He's not dead yet. I move to strike the guy on the ground.
So since he's on the ground, you actually have advantage on this attack.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll 2 d20s, and you take the higher of the two.
The highest one was 7.
The highest?
Yeah.
7 plus.
That's not good, man.
Unarmed strike is +5 on the hit.
Oh, are you doing unarmed, or are you hitting with a weapon?
I don't have a weapon, remember? I took the extra chip.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. A +5, you said? Yeah, so you punch down into this guy. Like I said, since his like armor's kind of like whirring around, you're kind of half punching and half trying to grab that Chip of Valor. But the whirring gears block your fist just as you rear down into it. And I think that's all you got at level 2. I think all you got is one attack at a time. So next up is Merlin.
Oh, yeah, I don't have any weapons, do I?
You have a shiny mirror.
I just got my mirror.
And you got magic.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the one that is on Ubo.
Okay. Go and roll it.
12 plus 5, 17. 17 hit.
Damn, that's fucking Eldritch Blast is insane. Yeah, 17. Oh, I thought you did 17 damage. Yes, so 17 hits. 17
Oh, no,
hits.
not yet. 7 damage.
Okay, then I was thinking like, oh my god, yeah.
I don't know if it does my plus. I don't think it does my my spell power yet. So I think it's just that for
Okay.
now. So 7 damage, and it also pushes him back, so it's not on
Oh.
him right now.
Okay, so you
10
just
feet, I believe.
go ahead and describe what it looks like when he gets pushed back.
Did it kill him, or?
No, he's still alive, but like, what does the spell look like and stuff when you cast Eldritch Blast?
So what do I have? I just have the mirror. I don't have any weapons at all, right?
Right.
So I I point at him, and this spell spirals out from my fingertip, and it hits his face and knocks him on his butt and pushes him 10 feet back.
So as soon as he goes flying back, Ubo, you can actually make an opportunity attack as he is leaving your range. So you can do just a punch or a kick, whatever Ubo would rather do.
Punch.
All right, roll a d20 to see if you punch him.
15.
You punch him. You punch him good. Roll no, you actually get to claw as a turtle. So you roll a d4 plus your strength modifier, which I think is like a +1 or 0.
It's a 0. So I got a 3.
A 3. So yeah, you as soon as he's leaving your reach, you claw at him as he's flying backwards and claw like into his chest and leave a big gnarly looking turtle-sized gash. And now it's your turn, Ubo. So he's greased and he's actually on his butt now. So they're both on their butt.
So arcane weapon is a bonus action, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna cast arcane weapon, and then so I conjure up this glowing, oversized spanner.
So for arcane weapon, I believe you have to cast it on
a weapon.
Yeah.
It says creates temporary magic weapon with extra elemental damage.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that then. I know nothing about artificers. I just thought it was that. But yeah, that sounds right.
All right. So
you conjure up this giant fucking wrench.
And then I run towards him and just jump and slam him right in the chest as hard as I can.
All right. Roll the hit. And he's prone, so you get advantage.
11.
Plus?
See, it sucks not having D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
What's my modifier?
Oh, fuck, yeah. I'm gonna say that hits, because it's at least plus your proficiency, because you're definitely proficient in it. Yeah, so you take this giant, oversized spanner and smash down into his chest, and how much damage does that do?
It's, like weapon damage plus, D6.
So we'll say that it does, for like a big wrench like that, it would be like a great club. So we'll say,
D8.
We'll say it does a D8 plus that.
4 damage.
4 damage as you smash down onto the chest of this beast, this clockwork beast. Next up are both of their turns, and they're actually going to both stand up. Or I'm reading Grease right now. I'm going to see if they can stand up. Oh, okay. So they both stand up, and then they're going to make dex saves to try to keep standing. Okay, one of them, the one on Ultrax, he makes it to his feet, and then he slips again and lands back on his back. The other one in front of like Ubo and Merlin is still standing. And that one is going to approach Ubo again. And he's going to swipe twice with his longsword. Holy fuck, no, because Ubo's got a 17 armor class. So this thing makes 2 like quick, like ching ching, and they both just bounce off your shell as like you're kind of like just conditioned now. Whenever somebody swipes at you, your kind of natural defense is to turn your back towards them and just real quick, just ching ching. They both fly off of it.
Oh yeah, that polished ass that slides right off.
Well, no, that's not. That's all tracks.
That's my ass.
I got a turtle booty.
I thought it was one. Yeah. Oh shit, you got a shell covering your booty, man.
Yeah, and it's Clyde's turn now, and Clyde actually has a weapon. So.
Oh fuck!
What weapon did you get?
The Great Club. So will that do the same as?
A great club does 1d8, so you will do a plus, what is it, like +6, +7? What's your strength modifier?
3.
So it's +5, so you roll d20 +5 to hit. Oh, and you actually have advantage, because wait, which one are you attacking? There's one on the ground and one standing.
One standing.
Okay, so okay.
So I rolled a 16 plus 5, that's 19.
That's good. Yeah, that's gonna hit. And then you roll
that's 21. So
yeah, and then you roll d8 +3 for damage.
D8 6, 9. 9 damage.
So you run up and you smash your hammer down. Where are you aiming for on this one?
For the hips.
For the hips. You swipe right at the hips, and you actually take the legs clean off of this thing. And as it slams and smashes into the ground, it hits, and you actually see the gears whirring and start to like hiss, like, and the whole thing explodes. And you only, nobody else is up on this one, have to make a dex save real quick. As you heard it like hissing and like the heat building up.
15 plus 1.
Okay, so you just barely like dodge out of the way of this explosion, and you just take 3 fire damage as it like licks up your feet. And your sandals are looking a little bit worse off now.
You know what? I got fucking flip-flops on right now.
And now it's Ultrex's turn. Ultrex, you've got one left, and it's laying prone.
All right. He pissed me off missing him last time, so this time I'm gonna... Oh, wait, one action... I can hit again with a new attack, right?
Yeah, and you actually see that one that exploded, his shield and longsword are kind of scattered around the ground.
Are they close by me and the dude who's laying on the ground?
They are pretty close by, yeah. He was only like 5 feet away from you when he died.
All right. I wanna pick up his sword off the ground. And can I use Thunderous Smite?
Yeah, you can. It's one of your spell slots, and I think you only have like 2.
Yes, it is. All right, so that's what I want to do.
All right, you tell me if I need to roll a save for that, because I don't know exactly what that is.
You gotta roll D100 and get 99
Yes.
or better.
Okay. Good luck with that.
It must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from you and knocked prone.
Oh, well, you might want to save your spell slot, because this
he's
guy's already...
prone. He's already prone. Well, let's just do a regular attack on him.
Okay, so now you get to roll a d20 twice, because you have advantage, because he's still laying on the ground.
16.
Okay, so you're going to hit him. So go ahead and roll a d8.
7.
7. Plus your strength modifier.
3.
So you describe how you kill this guy.
So, okay, so he's already on the ground.
So he's laying on the ground.
So I lift the sword up with both hands over my head and drive it straight into the chest cavity.
Ooh.
Right through and pierce him.
And the gears and the steam just kind of quit going and quit whirring, and then you hear the heat kind of building up. Make me a dex save with advantage now that you've seen one of these things blow up.
So that's a D20, right?
Yeah,
here?
D20 twice.
No way, it's gonna blow up, man.
18.
Okay, so yeah, you jump out of the way of this one as it explodes, and you just take 3 fire damage as it goes up your feet, and as you like action movie dived away from it.
Nice.
So as that one explodes, then again another shield and longsword are now scattered across the floor. I don't know if anyone can use those.
I wanted to steal the shield in the first place.
So we've got 2 shields and 2 longswords.
I'm taking the shield. Oh, Ted showed up.
I'll take a longsword.
Somebody needs to pick up those chips of valor, by the way.
Oh yeah. There's 2 chips of valor now scattered around the ground, and then
Could I pick them up? Both of them, or what?
Yeah, you got hands, motherfucker. Pick them up.
I got hands, man. I got some really delicate hands, man.
You about to get these hands.
What's
Keep
that
it
supposed
up.
to mean, man?
You know what it means.
I don't.
so who picked them up? Merlin?
I'm gonna pick them up. Screw Clyde over there. That was episode 1.
What?
You're a turd. That's episode 1, man. You're a turd. You a turd?
You about to get these motherfucking hands.
That's all we found out about was you're a turd in episode 1.
See these?
You
If I
turd.
put them on, if I
Turd.
put these in, if I
Earphones
put these
off.
in my
I can't hear
pocket,
you right now. Look.
if I put these
I
in
don't
my
hear a word
pocket,
you're saying.
concealed
Turd.
weapons,
You
son.
turd.
Concealed weapons.
Hello again, it's your Dungeon Master, Adam DeWeese, and I hope you all enjoyed this episode. So our first iTunes review we ever got is from Your IT Hero. And it was when we had the prologue and I think one or two of the character intros up. And its title says, How do I pre-order? And it says, when I heard the One Shot Onslaught team was putting together a narrative-driven podcast, it was all I could do to not throw my money at my phone. Just hearing the prologue and I'm in, and you should be too. This is the very first one we got, and wow, did it just make our whole day when we saw that. Dr. Ox says, what D&D podcast should be. One Shot Onslaught is hands down the best actual play D&D podcast crew out there, and this new series already promises to deliver. So if you want me to read your review, go ahead and leave us a rating and review on iTunes. And thank you so much, Dr. Ox and Your IT Hero, for the kind words. It really motivated us and made us feel really good. Now, for me to give a huge thank you to our current Patreon members. Patrons? Yeah, patrons on Patreon. We've got Rachel, aka Dragonbait, Brittany Ballesteros, Danny M, Jeremy Fair, Not Ironclaw, Danny T, Matthew G, Thess, Brittany D, and Bianca B. Thank you all so much for your support. If you want to get your name on this list, you can head over to patreon.com/oneshotonslaught or bit.ly/halfway to Patreon. Thank you all so much for listening. I think I'm all done talking now. See y'all in 2 weeks.
He sounds like he should be on fucking WLW 700 or some shit.
I'm going to go apply after this.
These headphones suck, so
I have
everyone
experience
sounds kind of funny to me.
You sound funny.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Here we go. I'm starting the
I
stopwatch.
feel good about that. I feel good about that.
I do. All right, here we go.
Now what?
I'm gonna start it, man. Give me a second.
Real quick, I don't see my health or anything.
What are you looking at, man?
What are you on right now, man?
I'm on the D&D Beyond
And there's no health.
with the Clyde Reamer stat sheet. It's in the campaign, Someday Heroes, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't see that on mine, but yeah.
In the top right should be your health.
If I click on it,
Yeah.
Do you see where it says like heal and damage?
yeah.
And in between that blank box, if you hover over it, there's two little arrows that pop up.
Oh,
So you can make it go
wasn't-
up or
It
down.
wasn't maximized, you guys.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I didn't maximize it.
Well, there you go.
Maximize it, man.